Tell us a little bit about your journey. How has that transpired for you? Because holding the space for classes is something that you energetically have to build up to, just like holding the space to see clients. So when you first start, 2 or 3 clients is enough, and then you can build up your energy and then see if maybe it works for you to have 2 days where you see client after client, but then you need to rest for another 2 days. Or some people can only see a couple of clients each day. It's different for all of us. How do you hold that space?
Yeah, absolutely, Patty. I remember when I first started teaching, my teacher actually said to me, "Oh, don't do workshops yet. Just teach a few classes."
I remember.
Yes. We'll wipe you out. And so I did take her advice. It was quite a while until I started teaching workshops. And I found that just my 1 class a week with 10 to 12 students in that, on a Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, I felt like I was led. I actually couldn't get out of bed to do my sadhana at 4:30 in the morning. I'd have to wait until about 9 a.m. till I could get myself out of bed. And I've always been an early riser. So that was a little bit of a shock, because in the training, no one explains that that's going to happen to you. And
or maybe they did,
so
but we were just not listening.
Yeah, maybe that's right. There was so much information coming at us, we didn't take that part in.
Yeah. And we had such a yearning to get out there. We thought, yeah, that won't apply to me. Oh my God, it did, didn't it?
Absolutely, it did. It did. And so I found that the key thing is to have a strong practice and be in your neutral mind, to go into that space of shunya at the heart center, where you're like the center of the atom, beyond positive and negative charge, and you can just hold the space. And as the projections come to you, because you're sitting at the front of the stage, all the energy is being directed at you. So you need to have that capacity to take the energy and, in a sense, transform it without it sort of going through you and hitting you at that level. So that's what I feel the auric body does, is it allows for those people to have their process. The energy can clear out and it's directed at you. So the aura needs to be strong for the teacher.
Absolutely. And I don't know what you think about this, but I found that having a strong auric field, I mean, and as you've done the aura balance module in the e-course, and the kundalini yoga sequence is quite strong on the upper body. And it's quite an effective sequence, which is why I chose to include that one. And I found that having a strong aura gives you a capacity where you don't take things personally. Because in a kundalini yoga class, I mean, I often say to people, Chinese medicine and kundalini yoga, they're quite close. They're not as close as brother and sister, but they're kind of like first cousins. Because when you're working, that's what I say. And when you're working with energy, and repetitive movement that is targeted towards certain meridians or certain vital organs or glands, stuff comes up. The combination of having your eyes closed and that repetitious movement from 2 to up to 5 or even 10 movements really brings up heavy and strong emotions. And a lot of the time as a teacher, you get that anger projected towards you. You get that frustration, you get that sadness, and if you can't hold your own space, you leave having taken on stuff. And when I say stuff, I mean emotions that aren't necessarily yours. And I found that by working on my auric field, it's given me the capacity to not take things personally. Has that worked for you as well?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the working on the auric field does help you access that neutral frame of mind. And also I've had students come to me and I find that they can be quite reactive. And in particular, if they're women and they've had many sexual partners, or they've had a history of abuse, sexual abuse, I often get them going on a 40-day sadhana for the auric body to start with, because in the kundalini yogic philosophy, we believe that the sexual partners remain in the aura for your whole life until you clear them out. So we can do that with Kit and Kriya, which works on the aura and the arc lines, but also the beautiful Kriya that you're using to balance the auric body. I have seen amazing transformations in women that have had many, many sexual partners, and you can feel that their aura is not complete when they come in. You can feel that the aura is weak. and non-consolidated. And so by giving them that exact Kriya that you taught in this beautiful e-course, I've witnessed amazing transformations, and witnessed the women come back into their full power, and they have this strength and this grace at the same time. It's really beautiful.